Welcome aboard! You're watching Maritime Viewpoints on Marino World Online. I am Lynn Bacani. Joining us is Vice Admiral Robert Empedrad, the Administrator of the Maritime Industry Authority, or MARINA. It's good to see you again, Admiral.
It's good to see you also, Lynn, and thank you for inviting me sa Marino World to shed light of issues that are moving around lately.
Thank you so much, Admiral. So what's your first order of business this year?
Of course, this year will be very challenging and will be very tough. Of course, because of the COVID-19 that continue to prevail. Yung EMSA, you already know that we have received the report from the EC that we should be able to submit our compliance before March 10. And then the issue of vaccinations and many other things. But you know that I will be stepping down as the administrator on the end of the first semester. So first thing first, we have to deal with the EMSA. And then the second is we are going to have our independent evaluation. Kasi yung independent evaluation should have been completed in the year 2014. Because the whitelisting of Philippines sa IMO is conditional to the independent evaluation. Kaya lang, hindi na gawa yung independent evaluation, and I'm very happy to report to you that we are going to have the independent evaluation in February and in June. So this is another important activity for the Maritime Industry Authority. Aside from our plan to, kasi na-approve ng DBM yung restructuring of Marina, increasing our manpower from 800 to 2,200. And some of the regions, like regions 4A and B, mag-separate na sila, and will be distinct of each other. So these are the important organizational changes sa maritime industry so that will be more efficient and effective in doing our job. So yan yung major activities of the maritime industry this year.
EMSA. So how do you take the pressures from EMSA, sir? Can we meet the final deadline? Where are we now in implementing the corrective actions? How do you assess our compliance with EMSA?
Yes, it's very tough. It's very tough, the EMSA, because we have given until March 10. And what's the pressure? Grabe ang pressure. You know, a lot of people are calling me. I will be having a meeting with foreign dignitaries that has a stake in the EMSA. And based on the report that we received last December 2020 of 2021, the original EMSA report has 13 major findings, 3 minor findings, and 48 sub-minor findings. But when we received the EC report last December 21, yung una kasi we received it April 21, April of 2021. Now we receive what we received in December 20. The assessment report of EC somehow reduced the major findings from 13 to 9. 9 na lang, only 9 major findings. And then the 3 minor findings were also scrapped out, and then the sub-minor findings has been reduced from 48 to 23. So that's the report of the EC. Now, halos almost every day we meet to finalize our initial final draft for our compliance. And based on our timeline, by end of this week, we can now print our initial final draft to EMSA, because it's a work in progress. March 10 is still the deadline. Now, we are waiting for the approval, that because the EC approves our request, that if we can go there and then present to them our corrective action, explain to them in detail so that if there are any clarifications that they want to know, they want to ask, we can explain it to them while we were there. So we will do that face to face in sometime in second week of February. But as I said, continuous yung preparation, and we are very confident. Our team, together with the stakeholders who are helping us, to be able to submit our corrective action. And we are very confident that what we are doing will merit a favorable decision from the EC. So that's how I assess and understand what we are doing in addressing the EMSA.
Sir, one of the key areas of inspection is on onboard training. You had an earlier pronouncement of reducing the duration of the required onboard training or OBT of cadets in maritime bachelor's degrees. Would this change because of EMSA?
The EMSA is more on monitoring. EMSA is telling us you are not able to monitor the conduct of OBT properly because they are telling us in their inspection, they saw that there are 37 cadets in one particular ship. So that's very true. Hindi nga talaga, the ship cannot train the 37 at any one time. So I think in a way, Marina failed to monitor the ships and the schools that are conducting the OBT. So we revised the JCMC, the PSGs, revised the PSGs, and then we capacitate our personnel, and then so that we will be able to enhance monitoring, so that we can see if the ships are overcapacitating the cadets that are boarding them. So those are in place now. We will be able to monitor them, and we will be able to reduce ships that do the training of the cadets OBT. What you're referring maybe is our plan to remove the OBT from the MHEIs. If you're asking that, that is a long plan. That is a part of the plan that we remove the OBT. The MHEI graduate their students. The fourth year will be heavy on simulator exercises, practical exercises, and other maybe management module that is relevant to the maritime industry, like ship management, something ganon. So when they graduate, these students can either pursue other careers, like some of them can join the Navy, can join the Coast Guard. Those who want to pursue their OIC, aboard ship, will undergo the OBT, which will be now supervised by the Maritime Industry Authority. The OBT will be composed of 6 months on board sea and 6 months land-based, more on simulator exercise and practical exercise. So when they finish their land-based OBT, when they board the ship after 6 months, they will be more capable, they will be more competent. And I'm sure the principal owners will see the difference. Mas magagaling na ngayon yung aakyat. So that's how we do it, but it's part of the plan. But as far as the OBT of the findings of EMSA is concerned now, it's more on the ability and the PSGs of the Maritime Industry Authority in overseeing the conduct of OBT aboard ship. Yun ang kulang. Kasi what is happening is most of the schools cannot send their students to do OBT aboard ship because they don't have any agreement with a particular ship owners to do the OBT of their students. Example, 25,000 in a year that should go aboard ship, pero what we are sending on this around 10,000. So what happened to the 15,000? They will have to wait. So what happened is they will be able to graduate. Some of them graduate after 3 years because they were only able to complete their OBT within a period of 3 years. So they should be graduating in 4 years, but they are graduating in 6 years. So it's very tough to employ them because they are not getting any younger. The ship owner wants a fresh graduate who are very young. So that's the issue. Kaya nga we're pushing to remove the OBT. But as of now, what we are enhancing is the monitoring to ensure that while we transition to removing the OBT, we ensure that we monitor the conduct of OBT aboard ship that is proper in compliance with the STCW convention.
Mhm. So, sir, how many Filipino seafarers are serving European flag vessels? Because when we talk about EMSA, we're talking about the officers, no, na maapektuhan in case na medyo hindi favorable or yung decision.
I think the initial count is 50. It can be more than 50,000, but approximately 50,000. But the issue is if it is non-favorable example, which I doubt non-favorable yung decision, they will not be removed from the ship. What is the deal here is that if the seafarers has a current license, I just got my license, so I have 4 years left in my license, so I can still continue to serve in the European ships. So parang ganon. They will not be brought down, but they will only be brought down when their license expires. So yun yung those who are in European ships, if they have a current license, even 2 years, they will not be removed from the European ship. So yun yung deal. That's the deal. That's the process of EMSA.
But do you see it do you see EMSA audit final verdict impact the employability for seafarers? Does it have a critical impact on the total maritime industry of the country?
Yeah, it will have an impact on our seafaring industry because those who will be joining European ships will no longer be given the opportunity to be deployed there. That's a big amount of a big number of seafarers not being deployed. But as I said, very confident naman kami na that we will get a favorable. If in fact not, we still have time to ask for a consideration and appeal, and maybe the EC will consider because based on the assessment and the feedback of our principal owners of ship, they are very satisfied with the performance of our Filipino seafarers. They are very resilient and they are very competent. So why are we punishing these seafarers because a particular school wasn't able to comply to the requirements of EMSA? But as I said, we are doing our best to improve, to enhance our PSGs, our monitoring capability, so that when EMSA comes back and check on us again, it will the offense, the findings that they found out, which continues to be a recurring findings since the time that they inspected our country in 2006, will no longer be recurring again. So that's what we are doing. It's a very comprehensive process and report, ensuring EMSA that we corrected their findings and ensuring them as well that it will not be a recurring again if they come back and check our processes.
Sir, you mentioned about the independent evaluation to the IMO. Could you say a bit more about that?
Yeah, independent. Our conditional kasi yung whitelisting natin sa IMO until such time that we do the independent evaluation. I don't know why this was forgotten, but we were able to come up with a procurement of service of an independent evaluation, and they're coming here on next month, February, and the other one is June. So titignan nila yung compliance natin sa mga provisions ng IMO. So it's a more comprehensive evaluation what we are doing. Are we compliant to the yeah, they will also inspect our compliance to the convention. And other international policies that is issued by IMO compliant ba tayo dun. So marami tayong gagawin. It's not just about seafaring, the seafarers as just like the EMSA, but also that includes our policies on the safety of ships and environment, something ganun. Mas comprehensive ito.
So, do you see it as more important than the EMSA audit?
They are all important because it affects our industry. But while we comply with the requirements of EMSA, we also comply, or we are also preparing our industry to the independent evaluation. Kasi marami kaming ginawa sa EMSA, sa seafaring industry, that will not be anymore a findings of the independent evaluation. So we are preparing for that, and I think what we have been doing in enhancing our PSGs, this is what the independent evaluation will be looking into. Our PSGs, is it aligned with the policies of the IMO, and then the safety and everything. So yun, importante siya kasi more comprehensive, and if we will be able to comply with this one, then we maintain our being whitelist sa IMO. Mahirap kasi kung hindi kayo whitelist ng IMO it is parang it's a bad impression, and that we should not want to happen kasi we are saying that we are #1 in the seafaring industry. We are saying that we are top 5 in the shipbuilding, and we have a good, a big number of gross tonnage as far as ship is concerned. So natural lang na tignan nila kung ano yung processes natin if there are violations of the standards that the IMO wants to, lalo na sa mga conventions. So something good.
So hindi ba dapat na when we are whitelisted na sa IMO, definitely dapat pasado na tayo sa EMSA?
Yes. EMSA is different line but yes, dapat ganun. If the IMO sees us as compliant to their standards, then dapat ganun din. But they are separate and distinct agencies, kaya we have to deal with them separately as well. And the issue is we failed to address their findings for a long time. But this time we are very confident that what we have done really addressed and prevent the recurring findings of EMSA in the future.
Admiral, let's talk about the more pressing issue now in the industry, itong No Vax, No Ride policy. How is this policy affecting our maritime industry, especially our seafarers?
As seafarers naman, yung most of our seafarers are vaccinated, so there's no problem with that. Ang maganda kasi dito is we came up with a program of vaccinating our seafarers. We prioritize them, inaksyonan ng ating pamahalaan. So ngayon, some are saying that more than 90% of our seafarers are already vaccinated. So there's no issue as far as seafarers are concerned. And as of this moment, we continue to vaccinate seafarers who have not been vaccinated. In fact, we are giving boosters na sa ating mga seafarers. So the no vaccine, no ride policy would not affect our seafarers as far as I'm concerned.
But sir, there are still seafarers who are not yet vaccinated or have not completed their vaccination, especially yung mga inabot na nung kanilang embarkation during those times wherein the world experienced shortage of vaccines, di ba? Or dun sa mga ports na pinupuntahan nila, walang vaccination. So, paano ang assistance na gagawin natin sa kanila?
Yeah, that's a good question, Lynn. First, we are thankful to our counterparts, like for example, US, Netherlands. Pag meron tayong seafarers na nasa barko nila, binabakunahan na nila. So when they come home, they are already vaccinated. So what about yung hindi vaccinated? So based dun sa guidance naman ni Secretary Tugade of the Department of Transportation, pag papauwi ka and you are not vaccinated and you are going home, you are considered essential. So ibig sabihin, exempted ka rito, you can go home. You can go home. But as soon as you go home, you have to take your vaccines. Otherwise, when you move around, doon ka magkaka-effect. Pero kung galing ka sa ibang bansa, pauwi ka, and then you want to go home to your family, that is exempted. Ipapasukin ka, you're part of the essential travelers na sinasabi ng ating mahal na secretary. So wala ring effect. That's why ang plano din ng Marina, those who are coming home, seafarers who are not vaccinated, we are already planning on how to vaccinate them. Pero kung konti na lang yan, Lin, so that's why we are happy to report na konti na lang yung hindi vaccinated na seafarers.
You mentioned essential traveler, no? So seafarers are key workers. Kaya nga tayo may green lane, di ba? So
Yes.
with this green lane still exists, di ba? So
Sure, yeah.
are our arriving seafarers traveling back home through land, sea, and air from are they exempted from the No Vax?
Exempted sila. Exempted sila. Parang essential travelers yung mga yan eh. So they will not be stopped from riding public and then going home to their families.
So even if they're not yet vaccinated, halimbawa talagang hindi pa or they have not completed their vaccination, yung second dose nila, and then they're going to Manila or elsewhere, you know, to have their training, yung processing ng documents nila. So they are exempted, Admiral?
Except those, kasi very clear naman yung policy na kung meron kang first dose, you have to wait for before you can travel. So hindi sila exempted dyan. Yung exempted lang yung papauwi kasi they are essential travelers. So although nakalagay din doon na pagka essential yung travel mo, then you are considered, you're exempted. So it depends yan kung anong gagawin mo, what are you going to do. If it is essential, it's not forbidden.
How about yung processing ng documents reporting to the office? Like, halimbawa, naka-line up na sila, mag-embark na sila. Isn't it, essential ba yun?
Yeah, Lynn, before mag-process naman yung mga seafarers na yan, bakunado na yung mga yan eh. They are already vaccinated eh. More of them, most of them, because we are not deploying seafarers that are not vaccinated na eh. So that's my understanding. So all seafarers who are following up in Marina are already, I presume, vaccinated na po sila.
How about the ship's crew on board domestic ships? Are they all vaccinated na? Kasi di ba itong no vax, no ride policy are also, of course, being implemented sa mga domestic ships. Are we sure na vaccinated na lahat din yung mga crew natin?
Yes. I am. We have been coordinating with the domestic ship owners since day one, since June last year. And I believe most of them are vaccinated. Wala na akong, there is no more concern that seafarers are not yet vaccinated. So lahat ng crew usually are already vaccinated with, since domestic, we are not strict in whether it's Western or Chinese. Kaya nga yung karamihan sa domestic natin are Sinovac jab or vaccine. So I think lahat ng crew natin sa domestic are already vaccinated.
I understand, sir, you have released an advisory, no, para sa mga ship owners and operators regarding the implementation of these domestic ships.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, there is publish ng press release in our secretary, Department of Transportation, highlighting yung support ng ship owners sa no vaccine, no ride policy. So we have the support of the ship owners, and we are very happy that they are supporting the policy ng ating Secretary DOTR.
Admiral, anything you wish to emphasize, please?
Yeah, just emphasizing on EMSA, alam ko that there are negative reports, there are very concerned seafarers and even the maritime stakeholders. As I speak to you today, we are we are finalizing our report on a daily basis. In fact, the team will be having a workshop tomorrow until Friday to finalize our corrective actions. We will be coming up with a initial final draft of the corrective actions, and we will be going to Brussels to explain it further to our EC. And everything that has to be done, ginagawa po namin to get the support of the EC on our Filipino seafarers. Ang ating champion dyan, ang ating mga seafarers din, because of the good feedback from the principal owners. Some of them are still there even though 14 months, 15 months, 16 months, nandyan pa rin sila nagsaserve sa ating sa mga principal ship owners international. Some seafarers from other country comes home after serving 10 months. But tayo, we continue to serve. Our seafarers are our heroes, and this is being recognized by the international community. When we went to the United Kingdom, when we had a meeting with Secretary Kitakli, he was emphasizing yung major important role ng ating mga Filipino seafarers sa global supply chain. So he acknowledged our Filipino seafarers as modern heroes. And he's also very happy that our independent evaluation will finally push through this year. So it's a very tough first semester for me, but I believe we are working very hard to make sure that we will hurdle or we overcome all these struggles in the maritime industry. Thank you very much.
Admiral, are you still lobbying with the IATF to open more ports for our country to increase coming through our international airports?
That's the plan. Yeah, there is a plan by the Department of Transportation. So medyo nagkaroon lang ng problema dahil nag-surge yung COVID and a lot of in Marina alone we have now 39 from only one, it balloons to 39 infected COVID Marina employees. So marami sa maritime industry ang affected, and so but we are pushing for that to increase the number of ports where we can do crew change.
Thank you so much, Admiral.
Thank you, Lynn, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Vice Admiral Robert Empedrad, the Administrator of the Maritime Industry Authority, or MARINA. Thank you for watching Maritime Viewpoints. Stay on board. Subscribe to Marino World Online for more and meaningful maritime news and views. I am Lynn Bacani. God bless Maritime Philippines.
Right. Recognize